The morning sun rises over Amboseli National Park in Kenya. Dust moves slowly across the dry savanna. Mount Kilimanjaro stands in the distance beneath a pale sky. I patrol the reserve in an open safari vehicle. I wear a dark green ranger uniform, a wide-brimmed hat, and binoculars across my chest. The radio remains clipped to my vest. The herd of elephants appears calm at first. Adult elephants move in a protective circle formation. Their bodies are tense. Dust rises from heavy feet shifting in place. I stop the vehicle at a safe distance. Something is wrong inside the circle. I step down carefully onto the dry grass. The air feels heavy and silent. Between the legs of the adult elephants, I see a small body on the ground. A baby elephant calf lies on its side in the dust. The baby elephant calf's trunk is severely injured and partially severed. Dark blood stains the dry earth beneath the calf's head. The calf's small chest rises rapidly. Its eyes remain open and alert. The adult elephants rumble silently, forming a barrier around the calf. The baby elephant calf attempts to lift its head. The injured trunk hangs motionless against the ground. Fresh tracks nearby reveal signs of recent human intrusion. The poachers are no longer visible, but the damage is recent. The calf is losing blood. The herd does not move away. The matriarch watches me closely. Her ears are spread wide in warning. I remain still, hands visible. The baby elephant calf struggles again. Dust sticks to the blood along its injured trunk. The herd circles tighter. Time is limited. The calf will not survive without intervention. The savanna remains silent except for shifting feet. I take a slow step forward. The matriarch lifts her head higher. The baby elephant calf tries once more to rise. It collapses back into the dust. This moment will decide everything. The calf's breathing becomes more irregular. Blood continues soaking into the dry soil beneath the injured trunk. The sun climbs higher over Amboseli National Park. Heat intensifies the situation. The herd tightens its circle. The matriarch steps forward, blocking direct access. I remain still, keeping my posture low. The baby elephant calf tries to rise again. Its legs shake violently. It collapses back into the dust. The injured trunk drags across the ground. The bleeding does not stop. Time is narrowing. I signal quietly toward my vehicle. Additional rangers remain at a distance. We do not rush. Sudden movement could trigger a charge. The matriarch watches every step I take. Her ears stay extended. The calf's chest rises and falls too quickly. The herd rumbles with low vibration. Dust swirls around their legs. The calf rolls slightly onto its chest. It cannot support its own weight. The injured trunk hangs forward, worsening blood loss. The sun beats down on exposed skin. Dehydration will accelerate shock. I prepare a tranquilizer dart, not for the calf, for the protective adults if absolutely necessary. But I hesitate. Separating the herd violently could cause panic. The calf tries to call, but the injured trunk prevents full sound. The matriarch shifts again. A narrow opening forms for a brief second. The calf's movement slow. Its head lowers. The breathing becomes shallower. If I wait longer, the calf will collapse into irreversible shock. If I move too soon, the herd may attack. The wind shifts direction. The elephants sense my presence more clearly. I remove the tranquilizer from the launcher. I choose not to escalate. Instead, I prepare a fast-acting clotting agent and compression bandage. The calf's body trembles. The herd hesitates. The matriarch steps back half a pace. It is not permission, but it is not rejection. This is the only window I will get. I kneel fully beside the baby elephant calf. The herd remains only a few meters away. The matriarch watches every movement. The compression bandage slows the bleeding, but the calf is still losing strength. Its breathing is shallow and uneven. I check its pulse behind the ear. It is weak but present. The injured trunk is severely damaged. The calf cannot use it properly. Without surgical care, survival is unlikely. I signal to the reserve control unit. A veterinary response team is already mobilizing. A helicopter lifts from the operations base. The sound grows faintly in the distance. The herd reacts immediately. Ears lift, bodies tense. I raise both hands slowly to show calm. The calf attempts to move again. It cannot stand. Shock is setting in. I administer a carefully measured fluid injection to prevent collapse. The calf's breathing stabilizes slightly. The helicopter approaches over the savanna. Dust begins to swirl. The matriarch shifts forward protectively. I remain between the herd and the calf. The veterinary team lands at a controlled distance. Two wildlife veterinarians step out wearing neutral field uniforms. They move slowly, avoiding direct eye contact with the matriarch. A mild sedative dart is prepared, not to separate the herd violently, only to calm the immediate adults enough for safe access. The dart is delivered to the matriarch with precise timing. She reacts, but does not charge. Her posture softens gradually. The circle loosens slightly. The veterinary team kneels beside me. They examine the damaged trunk carefully. Advanced hemostatic agents are applied. A stronger stabilization wrap is secured. Intravenous fluids are connected through the ear vein. The calf's breathing deepens. Its pulse becomes stronger. A transport stretcher is positioned beside the small body. The herd stands close but calmer now. The calf is gently lifted onto the stretcher. For the first time, the bleeding is fully controlled. The helicopter blades begin turning again. The calf is secured inside for emergency surgery. The herd watches as the aircraft rises. The matriarch, partially sedated but conscious, remains standing. Dust settles slowly across the savannah. The calf is alive, but survival now depends on what happens next. The first days after surgery are unstable. The baby elephant calf refuses food. Its reconstructed trunk remains heavily supported. Swelling increases around the surgical area. The calf becomes restless inside the recovery enclosure. Its breathing accelerates unexpectedly. I stand outside the barrier in my dark green ranger uniform. Veterinarians move quickly inside. A monitor shows irregular heart rhythm. The calf lowers its head. It tries to lift the trunk, but fails. Frustration triggers stress. Stress increases the heart rate further. If the sutures fail, everything is lost. If infection spreads, survival chances collapse. The veterinary team administers anti-inflammatory medication. Cooling packs are positioned around the surgical site. The calf suddenly attempts to stand too quickly. It stumbles. The reconstructed trunk hits the bedding. The monitor spikes again. For a moment, the calf appears disoriented. Its legs tremble. I feel the tension tighten across the room. The lead veterinarian adjusts fluid therapy. A mild, stabilizing sedative is administered. The calf slowly lowers back to the ground. Breathing remains fast. Minutes pass without improvement. Then the calf exhales deeply. Its body relaxes slightly. The monitor readings begin to stabilize. The swelling stops increasing. The trunk remains intact. No rupture. No reopened bleeding. The calf's breathing slows to a steady rhythm. Hours later, it accepts a small amount of water. The next day, it reaches forward gently with the reconstructed trunk. The movement is limited but controlled. Another day passes. The calf stands without collapsing. The sutures hold. Infection markers decrease. The crisis window closes. The calf survives the most dangerous stage of recovery. For the first time, veterinarians discuss reintegration. The herd has remained near the park boundary. The matriarch has not left the area. The calf is strong enough to travel short distances. The final decision approaches: return to the wild or lifelong sanctuary care. I already know what must happen. The herd does not rush. They move slowly toward the baby elephant calf. Dust lifts softly around their feet. The matriarch reaches forward first. She touches the calf gently with her trunk. The reconstructed trunk remains supported but stable. The calf leans into the contact. It does not fall. Its legs remain steady. The other adult elephants close the circle calmly. This time, the formation is not defensive. It is protective. The calf lifts its trunk slightly. The movement is limited but controlled. The matriarch turns toward the open savannah. The herd begins walking. The calf hesitates for a second. Then it follows. Each step is cautious but balanced. The reconstructed trunk swings lightly with its movement. No fresh bleeding. No collapse. The African sun lowers toward the horizon. Mount Kilimanjaro stands silent in the distance. The herd moves across the golden grasslands. The calf stays near the center. Its smaller body disappears gradually between the larger adults. I stand far behind in my dark green ranger uniform. I do not approach. I do not signal. I simply watch. The herd continues forward without looking back. The calf keeps pace. The gap between us grows wider. Dust rises in the warm light. The sun touches the edge of the horizon. The elephants become silhouettes against the sky. The calf remains upright, strong enough to walk, strong enough to survive. The savannah grows quiet again. This time, the circle closes around life.